My name's Laura. I'm going to be talking you through the Bachelor's in Mechanical Manufacturing Engineering that we have here in DCU. As I said, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat and I can answer them at the end. Ask anything you'd like. Please let me know if you can't see what I'm sharing. I'm going to double check. Oh no, lost it. Bear with me. Okay, I'm back. So is mechanical engineering for you? If you're interested in subjects like physics and maths and you enjoy problem solving, um, but also you like the creative elements with design and fabrication, then engineer might be for you. Um, it's a 4 year course with Intra, which is a work placement in year three. There's a great balance between practical and theoretical elements. You really get to see, the theory come to life in person, when you're doing different projects. There's loads of group work and loads of lab work, so that keeps it kind of interesting. Um, this is the entry requirements. I'll show you the points history in a minute, but you need two H5s and four O6s or H7s. You need an O6 or H7 in English or Irish. And the big one is that you need a H4 in maths or a H5 in maths with a H4 in applied maths. This is the points history. It's varied a little bit over the years. You can see there's a bit of a points inflation, predicted grades, but they're going down a little bit. But it's kind of in the 500, 510 range. Um, just an overview of mechanical engineering at DCU. You'll get to take things apart, see how they work. You'll get to learn the theory behind how things work and get to put it into practice. You'll get to use 3D printers and workshops, all the tools. You'll have access to them all during your labs and for your own use. It's a maths-based course, but you'll gain knowledge in computer simulation, mechanics, analysis, design, manufacture, and even kind of project management, the kind of business side of it. You'll learn about that as well. Um, it's fully accredited globally. You can work as an engineer anywhere. You can work in so many different roles. I have a slide about that at the end. It's a very versatile course. Um, you can select this course directly through CAO, or you can select common entry. Um, the first year is common to all the different engineerings. So whether you pick biomed, mechatronic, electronic, you'll be doing the same first year. So kind of modules like basic sciences, maths for engineers, just to get you started. Everything starts from a basic level. So you get a good idea um, of what you're going to be learning further on. You'll expand on them. But you also get to experience a bit of electronics, things like that. So you might come in off mechatronic and decide I actually prefer electronic, or you'll come in off mechanical and say prefer mechatronic. You can change then at the end of first year because it is like a common year, so you're not going to be missing out on anything. But yeah, you can either decide to do mechanical engineering straight off the bat, or you can do the common first year and decide at the end of that. Um, in year two, you start to branch off a little bit more into specifically mechanical modules like manufacturing processes and engineering computation. They're modules that only mechanical engineers do. And then you'll have modules with other courses. I had thermodynamics with the biomeds and mechanics and machines with the mechatronics. And then third year again, a big part of third year is intra, which is the work placement. Um, you'll either be gone for 6 or 10 months, depending on if you do an internship or not an internship, an integrated master's or not. The integrated master's is like an additional fifth year. So then in third year you do a longer placement. But yeah, the work placement is really important in DCU. Most courses have one, and it just means you get practical experience, and it looks really good on the CV. You're going to get picked over someone that doesn't have any work experience. I'm going to talk you through some projects that we have done. In first year, you're going to do the AGV project. So it's an automated guided vehicle. You have to design it and fabricate it. You have to code it to be able to follow a line along the ground and do a 3 point turn as well as follow a line in a circle. You've probably seen this in some of the other presentations. If you've gone to a biomed one or a mechatronic one, we all do this in first year. Um, it's a good team project. And it's a good experience of really seeing things come together. In second year, during thermofluid mechanics module, we had to design and 3D print a boat, and we had to make a propulsion system. We did all the calculations, and we had a competition to see which boat could go the fastest. Um, you can see here, we designed this on SolidWorks as a group, and we got to see it come to life. And then I'll show you this video here. This is the whole process. You get to see it in the end, zoom through the water. So it's really nice to be able to see the theory that we learned in thermal fluid mechanics come to life in this, and some of the calculations that we would have learned during class we had to do in order to make this boat. So yeah, that video just kind of gives you an idea of each step in this project. Yeah, so then in third year, we have the fireman project. I'll get this video playing while I'm talking. So we have to design a robot that can climb a ladder in the shortest amount of time while spilling the least amount of water. So you can see there's kind of the damping system on it with the springs, and that means as it's going up, there's not a load of water spilling out on the ground. So it's basically like a fireman going up a ladder, and we have to design the climbing mechanism and what we want to use to grip it. This is my team's one. I'm currently doing this project, and you can see, like, I'll show you another video now, and everyone's design ends up being different. But yeah, we have to come up with a design, we have to test it, we have to wire it up and fabricate it out of metal in the workshops. So it's a great experience of that, and it's always fun getting to see things come together. Um, Here's a video I found on YouTube.
Stuck in a rut, you can't get out. There's too much causing you down.
It shows it kind of from start to finish. I'll get you to. There's it climbing the ladder. So it all comes together in a race at the end, and the team that gets up fastest will win. You can see there's their test, and then they improved for the final ones. They're going a bit faster. So yeah, that's just an overview of different projects that we've done, and you're going to be doing if you end up picking mechanical engineering. The progression in careers, you can do the integrated masters, which I was talking about. That kind of, you choose that at the end of second year, and then you get a longer interplacement and your modules get kind of shifted around a little bit, and it adds on a fifth year, but it means you only have to do one final year project. You could do a traditional master's where, you finish out the 4 years, you get your bachelor's degree, and then you go into a master's program. You can go into PhD research. There's loads of different careers, ones you wouldn't even expect, in the business field. You can be, a direct engineer, automotive, aerospace, the ones you think of, but you can end up being, an attorney, a entrepreneur, a business executive. It's really a very versatile course. Kind of just shows that you can, decide to do something and stick with it, and you're good at problem solving. That they're the main things you learn from this course. So yeah, does anyone have any questions? Thank you for listening. I hope you guys could hear me the whole time. Yeah, hope so. I'll stick around here for a while if anyone has any questions. So I'm about to go on my work placement now. I'm currently in third year, so we go on work placement during second semester in March. I got my work placement in Scandinavian Airlines, so I'm going to be working the airplanes. Exciting. Um, my role is going to be a CAMO analyst, so I'll be working on the continuous maintenance of the airplanes, and everything that's involved in that. Um, but I know there's so many different places that people are going. One of my friends is in Cadbury's chocolate factory, and there's people in other airlines, people in cement factories. Um, they have this thing called the intra portal, and uh, there's jobs posted on that, and you can get it through that. And you can get yourself either if you have a contact or get a contact of a company, you can apply yourself. Um, so there's loads of different options for internships, but I haven't gone on it yet, so I can't let you know how it is. But um, yeah, I know people do enjoy them. They're like a good experience. So thank you, Kathleen. Does anyone else have any other questions? Um, I can talk a little bit about kind of life in DCU. Um, we have a load of different societies and clubs that you can be a part of, and it means you can make friends that have similar interests to you that aren't just in your course. I'm part of the photography society. We've literally just gotten back from a trip to Lisbon. All the societies will go on international trips and things like that, and they'll have events every week that you can go to. So it's a good way to like socialize and have something to do. And I made a lot of friends through it, so I definitely recommend joining societies and clubs. The clubs are the more sporty ones, and the societies are things like photo sock. We've an art sock, we've tea sock, we've got like drama society, dance society. We've got everything you could think of, and you can set up your own society if you can't find one that you like. You can set up your own one. But they have like events on pretty frequently. Um, there's there's always something on in DC. There's always something happening. Um, in the U building, our like students' union, there's always events to get involved in. Um, so yeah, I recommend joining societies if you do decide to come to DCU or in any college. It's definitely worth joining. If people have any questions about like life in DCU in general, not just mechanical engineering, feel free to ask. If you're interested in what clubs and socks we have, Anthony's just put in a link there. It'll have a list of everything we have, so you can get excited about joining them. Personally, my favorite thing about engineering at DCU is all the practical elements. I like that we get to be in the workshop. Typically, each year, each semester, you'll have something that'll have you doing some kind of design or creative or physically making something. And I always enjoy that. I like seeing the theoretical stuff, uh, you know, come to life. I was originally interested in physics in school, but I didn't like that, you don't get to see that come to life as much as an engineer, and there's a lot of practical stuff, and there's a lot of group work, which can be good or bad, but I enjoy working as a group, and it's definitely something you're going to have to do in the field. So it's like worth getting all the experience that you do in DCU. Um, there's usually one or two group projects every semester, so you'll be well used to it. I like as well with engineering that it combines kind of maths and physics and things like that with more creative side like design um and manufacturing. So you get to have a creative input, but also you get to know the maths behind it. Um, in school I liked art and I also liked physics, so it's a good combination of the two. And I feel that I do get to be a little bit creative with things sometimes. So it's good for that. I'll stick around for a few more minutes in case anyone has any on that video. I'll let you watch the whole thing if anyone's still there.
Stuck in a rut, you can't get out.
So I've been asked to talk about mechanical engineering in comparison with the other courses. So DCU offers mechanical engineering, biomedical engineering, mechatronic, electronic, and sustainability. And the mechanical course is quite similar to the likes of biomedical and mechatronic. We'd usually have one or two modules in the difference from them, but whereas we focus on manufacturing, mechatronic will focus on electronic and things like that. And mechatronic's basically a combination of mechanical and electronic. Um, so they'll focus on both of them. And biomed is kind of mechanical with a focus on like the biomedical side of it. So it's usually only a few modules in the difference, but I picked mechanical because I don't like coding and I don't like electronic circuits and things like that. So I deliberately picked mechanical because that's the one that has the least amount of that in it. Um, and we've a good bit of kind of fabricating things in the workshop and manufacturing processes and things like that. Whereas mechatronic, it'd be a combination, like they'll do half their modules with us and half their modules with electronic. So they'll do things like circuit analysis and uh, digital analysis and coding and things like that that I'm not a fan of. And then biomed will have biomechanics and immunology and things like that. But we will all share modules, like we're all doing the fireman project together and uh, modules like that. And sustainability, they're kind of, they'll do things like sustainable modules. But we all have very similar base modules. We'll all do kind of maths together and things like that. But there is a lot of similarity between them all. I'd say the two most different ones are mechanical and electronic. They basically don't have any crossover. Electronic will fully focus on circuits and coding, things like that. But yeah, they have a lot of things in common, but I'd say definitely like pick the one you're most interested in. After first year, you'll definitely know which one you'd like to do the most. At the start of first year, I was thinking I'd do mechatronic, but by the end of it, I was definitely decided on mechanical. So you'll be able to make up your mind then. So you can come in through a common entry, or even if you come in through mechanical or mechatronic or biomed, at the end of first year, you can change to whatever one you want. Obviously, the people that come in off mechanical and stay with mechanical will have, you know, first preference for that. But I don't know anyone that hasn't gotten the course that they wanted at the end of first year. So it's always like an option. And the courses vary in points a good bit. Um, well, like common entry could end up being the most points. Um, Even though you could come in straight through another one and pick to do the one you want at the end. So keep that in mind. It's good to know. But yeah, they're similar, but depending on what your interests are specifically, you'd go with one or the other. There's no more questions. I think I'll finish up here. Everyone's happy with that. Um, I'm. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Best of luck. I hope to see you in DCU soon. I'm on UD Buddy. Just my like, I presume you just look up Laura McGuire or Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering DCU, and you can ask me any questions if they come to mind after.